I also got to chase Tomahawk cruise missile several times, actually. If the audience happens to pull up a map of California, look for Ridgecrest, California. It's very small in the middle of the desert. The Tomahawks would either launch from there or they would launch just west of Ventura, it's called. And there's a whiskey area, a warning area out there. 289 is our test range. So they'd launch from one of two spots, but they would traditionally end up at one of those two spots also without getting classified. The best mission I ever had was something called synthetic guidance. So a Tomahawk traditionally is you plug in the coordinates for the target before it launches, and then you fire it, and it's committed to go to that target. Well, since then, military technology has advanced, and we can actually update the target coordinates, which means we could actually schwack a moving target. So they had a submarine-launched Tomahawk, and there's a really great video that they've actually published online, and it came from my cockpit. It was the guy in my back seat. T-10 to T-0, we had to be at a certain position, a certain altitude, certain airspeed, in a certain direction. And then we saw the missile come out of the water, and we had probably 8 to 10 seconds maybe of booster time. So the missile has two motors. It's got a booster to get it kind of kinematically get it going, and that falls away almost like you think of the old space rockets, you know. Well, that booster is very dirty, so it provides a really nice visible smoke trail. But from when it broaches the water until the booster falls off, you have about 10 seconds to join on the missile. After that, the missile, it's basically it's a very clean exhaust, so it's really hard to see. So it's actually pretty stressful, circling around the submarine, getting the countdown, seeing the visual, seeing the smoky launch out of the water, joining on the missile, and then following it through its flight. And we followed it all the way to impact with the barge. We actually were down at 200 feet, which is our legal limit, and just a very fast speed. I'll just leave it at that. But we were right next to the weapon, and then we backed off as it approached the target, and we backed off enough to get a good vantage point. And then the Tomahawk impacted the target. There wasn't a big explosion because it didn't have a warhead, but had telemetry. It had some unburned fuel. So when a very fast piece of metal hits another piece of metal, there's a lot of sparks, and the residual rocket fuel ignited. So it was still quite a demonstration, I'll say that.